Hello Forza fans, welcome back. I've got 4 races for you tonight in multiplayer in the new Forza Motorsport. We're going to dive straight into it. This is Lime Rock Park. I'm starting in 10th position and we make our way down to the first corner. Will it be clean? Well, let's hope so. I'm behind Mr. Corkscrew and I'm driving the Honda Civic TCR once again. So we go a little deep but not onto the grass, luckily. I think we get a little nudge here. Oh no, we get colossally shoved out of the way, in fact, by an Audi who seems to be in somewhat of a rush. They were absolutely flying, weren't they? That speed sort of beggars belief with the backup that we were getting into that corner from the cars ahead. Anyway, no penalties. We managed to get away with it, but we are dumped, if you will, down into 16th. So I take it a little easy into here. Car's already ghosted there, so we're up into 15th straight away. And now it's just a case of trying to get back in the mix. One of the Audis, not the one that pushed me out of the way, is there, and now I'm firmly behind your Mom 4256. Knowing that they looked a bit feisty, and possibly the name's a bit of a giveaway, I thought getting a good run would be important, and I did get that. They were sort of twitching a little bit. I don't know if any of that was lag, but we're up into 14th. Get a nice firm dink in the side there as they try to turn in, but you know, it doesn't really affect anything. Another car off on the left, so already we're back up to 12th. Started 10th, down to 16th or so, back up to 12th straight away. We're only on lap 2. This one was pretty exciting, and then now we're behind £1 TTV, so it's the battle of Twitch versus YouTube. Who's going to come out on top? Well, I'll tell you what happens. Does this count as a Twitch win? They braked hard as you like for that corner. I tried to avoid, got a little out of shape, and just ended up going straight to the barriers. So we're back down again. As we go 3 wide into here at the end of lap 3, I get a much better run than all of them and decide to put it down the inside, hoping for the very best at turn 1. I get on the brakes in time, but the guy behind me, bang, hits me, and I in turn dink into the car in front. I hugely apologise to that driver. That obviously wasn't deliberate, and I got a big hit from the back. Otherwise, I think we could have both made it through there, to be dead honest. So this is me having caught up. Some people have taken pit stops and so on. I'm back up into 9th on lap 8. And then I'm behind these 2 Audis. The one in front of me directly is not the one that punted me out of the way at the start, but the one in front of that, which belongs to a driver called Slightly Stupid, is the one that bashed me out of the way at the start. Now, of course, we're all about fair driving, and I certainly want to overtake him fair and square, as I do, as he takes to the grass. So no need for any kind of shenanigans that might come back and haunt me there. I ease off a little bit, though, into the first corner because I just do not want to get involved in anything or brake late and end up hitting the driver ahead of me. I know I can probably get the measure of him, or that we're roughly a similar pace, so I just think, you know what, I'm going to be patient now. We've got to this point, 8th place after 10 laps. We've had so many setbacks, but watch what happens. I catch him twice on the way out the corner. Slightly Stupid makes the way through cleanly, and obviously I give the place back on the following corner. So I go around the corner, give the place back. It's the only right thing to do. So I'm back into 9th. But then I do get a run straight away out the final corner going into lap 11. And this looks positive. Somebody exiting the pits, though. That's always risky, but they're ghosted because they're a lap down. We both go in there side by side. Very fair racing. I've been given room. And we make the move stick. So now we're up to 7th. And then we've caught Slightly Stupid, but we didn't really want to go side by side there. We've seen what Slightly Stupid has to offer, and I did not want to go in side by side there. I didn't think I'd get the space, but he goes deep into the final turn and then drops into the pits, if you just see in my mirror. So we're now up to 6th by the start of lap 12. I have a couple of laps running on my own, so I've just fast forward the footage to lap 14 here, where I've made an epic failure of strategy. I started the race on hard tyres thinking that I'd be able to make the end, but actually I lost a couple of positions there, and then here we are on the final lap. I just can't get my car turned in properly around the corner, so I lose 7th place, down to 8th. Slightly stupid. It's catching me fast, as you can see by the delta, but doesn't quite have enough time to make it. So we crossed the line in 8th. We've actually made up 2 positions. Quite a successful race, I would say, but it was certainly eventful with lots and lots of punting and dinks here and there. So it wasn't the cleanest race. So I decided to go back to Lime Rock Park for another shot at it. You know, my strategy was all wrong. I want to do a double medium strategy this time, and this time I qualify, importantly, on pole. So we get away quite nicely. But has anybody gone on softs, and is anybody going to give me a run for my money? I go a little deep at the first turn, but not too badly, because you are supposed to kind of go out wide a little bit there to get a good slingshot through the corner. So I managed to hold on to first, take the inside here just to protect the position, just in case anybody's thinking of getting feisty. The racing's always pretty good at the front. I find it tends to drop off a bit when you get stuff back into the pack. So we get away with that. But then by lap 3, after sort of commanding the race up to that point, suddenly this Audi Max 1646 manages to get the jump on me, and then by lap 5 it's clear that he was probably on soft tyres, and he goes into the pit, so I retake the lead briefly. So as I take my pit stop, watch how close this is. I come out right behind Max, so I've made up a little ground. You'll see that I'm closer than I was before the pit stop, but it's going to be tough to get past him. He was pretty quick, and to still be behind him after the stop is going to make life difficult for the last 7 laps of this race. Now, the 2 cars in front of us, I think, are on a different strategy. We managed to get past Violent Gents, who luckily was actually a gent rather than violent. And then we've got a piece of lap traffic, but of course they're ghosted, so that's no issue. So I go chasing down Max now, because I believe that that is the fight for the win. And as you'll see here, he's actually taking a bit of a, gaining a bit from me. But here we go into the final turn to start lap 14. I'm pretty certain that I've got Max at this point for the lead, but watch what happens. Actually, I do get a knock from him. I don't think I was going deep there, but I guess he was just turning in at the same time. I dink him back a little bit, but obviously I'm not looking for a fight in that way or to take him off or anything. And I do once again get the door firmly shut on me as we go through the first few turns. So now it's a straight run down to this corner, but I absolutely think better of it and just lift off, because I can see him ahead of me, so I didn't think there was any point sending it into there. But watch what happens now. Oh dear. I'm pretty certain he brake checked me at this point. I get a half-second penalty, and I'm pretty fuming because I've fallen 5 seconds behind. It's felt like a brake check. You don't brake that hard into that corner, it's more of a lift. But watch what happens as I go past the pits. Wait a second. Max is in there, and I've retaken the lead. So what I think had actually happened was that he'd done a double soft tyre strategy, possibly by mistake, and his soft tyres were just completely dead, so it wasn't a brake check at all. He had to pit again, and then we come across the line with our very first win in Forza multiplayer. So there's Max. He eventually recovered to 3rd despite the 2 pit stops. Feed me more second, but there we are. Hot circuit, top step for the first time. Absolutely fantastic stuff. We're very happy with that. So next up, I'm feeling high on the wave of victory as we go to Suzuka. I'm starting in 5th place, as you can see, and the guys in sort of 1st, 2nd, 3rd did seem quite a bit quicker than me in qualifying. So really I was just hoping to have a good clean race and maybe capitalise from any mistakes that other people made. I'm on hard tyres, and that would be a pretty bad strategy call. I think this race was a double medium for a 7-lap race. I get a little shove there, but nothing too serious, and I'm behind Griffin Steed straight away. Now, I'll tell you more about the hard tyre problem in a second, but watch this. On lap 1, Griffin Steed gets heavy on the brakes into 130R. Really, that's more of a lift. So this is an exercise in learning from what you see. Again, lap 2, heavy on the brakes. So as we come into lap 3, should I have preempted this? Massively heavy on the brakes. I rear end him, get an enormous penalty for my trouble. But really, that was not where you brake. I don't think Griffin Steed really had got to grips with the track fully, because that should have really been a lift. But, you know, likewise, I should have probably learnt from what happened in the first 2 laps. That's why I showed you that. I saw he was heavy on the brakes there both times, but I got caught out the third. Here's just a bit of proof that I can pass cleanly down the inside into 130R, keep it within track limits, and there we go. We're up into second by lap 5. However, the hard tyres that I did not mean to pick are starting to wear off, so it's now I either stick with them or I take a pit stop and try and get a good finishing position. I opt for the pit stop, so Robbie Two Gloves there going through back into the lead, I think, of the race. So I come out in 4th place. Egg SNN pitted at the same time as me, so I know I've got that, but I don't know if he's going to have pace on me after the stop, so I just got to hope for the best, drive my hardest, and then see what positions we can pick up. Then as we come over the line, we caught 10 seconds on the podium, but it wasn't enough. I finished in 4th, but still it was a 5th place start, a 4th place finish, so we've had a few good finishes here, but it would be lovely to end on a high. Just to say, I was on hard tyres at the start because the game randomly decided to reload the track when you're picking the strategy, so I just had no time to change my tyres and had to start on the hards that I was using in practice. So anyway, Kyalami for the final race of today. The 2 guys in front of me did have a bit of pace on me in qualifying, but here we are in 3rd, just hoping again to get a solid finish, hopefully end up on the podium and maybe pick up the pieces from any of the guys ahead making mistakes. I lose a position to kill switch at the start there in the Audi, and we go nice and cleanly into the first lap and settling into this race. Actually, it's a really clean start, and these guys ahead clearly mean business and are a good bunch of racers, and what a race we had ahead of us. Just at this phase, just making the best of the lines, just trying to stay clean. I've got Daddy Bear behind me, which is a bit ominous, and I'm just hoping again, don't make any mistakes, stick to the plan, and hopefully we can have a good race. Now, I am on hard tyres for this one because inexplicably I thought, even though this is 1 lap longer than Suzuka, I thought, oh, that went pretty well, maybe I'll go as long as I possibly can on hards and then maybe just do a last minute pit stop again if that's the way things are looking. So coming out down the hill, you see that the sparks fly as Kill Switch and T10 Swid, I wonder if he works for turn 10 by the way, are tight but very, very fair, and once again braking nicely, and we all go into that. This is a really well-mannered race, but then Swid gets it all wrong and I jump up into 3rd place. So this is where the race kind of comes to me a little bit. Kill Switch goes into the pits at the start of lap 4, and then Swid, after his mistake, has now caught me up, and like I said at the start of the race, I think he's got the measure of me. We are fairly close in pace, but he does seem just at that little bit quicker, so I don't contest it when he goes down the inside, hoping maybe he might make a mistake here again, but he doesn't. I backed off just in case, and then it's a case of chasing him around. We're halfway through the race, and it's now time to start thinking. I've been looking after my tyres really well, as you can probably see here, but then when he goes into the pits, I decide to stay out even though my tyres have gone orange. It's lap 6, but we're about to start lap 7, and I gain the race lead. Now this is where my strategy kind of falls apart. I'm thinking, okay, Swid's gone in the pits, Jones the X2 was leading the race before, but he's 10 seconds back and I've only got 2 laps. Surely I can make these hard tyres last. So I opt to stay out, but as you can see on the final lap, as we go down the hill, Jonesy overtakes me with absolutely no problem whatsoever, but Swid is 4 seconds behind me. So I'm hoping that I've got what it takes and that my tyres won't give up the ghost on the way down the hill, and that maybe we can stay in second for all the strategy errors we've made. But as you can see here, some poor soul, Oscar Boy, has got lost and has decided to go the other way around the track. It's easy to do. You've got a 50-50 chance. He just got it wrong on this occasion. Maybe he'll get it right next time. He was ghosted anyway, no harm done. My tyres are dead. I take a really shallow line through there, just hoping that the tyres will last and that I don't have to turn too severely. I brake at the 50 board, but the tyres are screaming as I go around the last corner. Swid has caught me. It's a drag to the line, and oh my god, he gets it. He outdrags me. I've lost second. Wait a second. I didn't spot that he actually had a 0.8 second penalty. So my devastatingly poor strategy actually saw me gain a position from my starting position. And once again, we're on the podium and grab a fantastic second place. Well done to Jonesy for the win. He commanded that race, really, and my strategy was never going to get the better of him, as they both disappear and just leave me all alone. Right? Like, comment and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. We're up to 4,700 on the ratings. A successful day. See you soon.